still, after all the fights you've had, in awe of the fact that you do what you do. It's mind-blowing to me.
Thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard to get your beat. But it was a great experience. Like, I learned a lot in there. I can't really talk.
The fight was first announced. You had said something to the effect of this would end Jake Paul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, I really take my hat off to. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, look, that last shot would have knocked out a lot.
All right, here's the situation that has the entire combat sports world buzzing right now. Jake Paul, the 28-year-old social media star turned professional boxer, has reportedly announced his retirement from boxing. This news comes immediately after what can only be described as a devastating, career-altering sixth-round knockout loss to former heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua in Miami. And this wasn't an ordinary knockout. It was brutal. Paul didn't just lose the fight, he left the ring with a double broken jaw that required immediate surgery. Think about that for a moment. He entered this bout as a massive crossover star, someone building momentum and trying to prove he was a legitimate boxer, not just a YouTuber playing fighter. Then Joshua's crushing right hand ended everything in spectacular fashion, leaving fans asking whether Jake Paul's boxing career is truly over. What caught even more attention was the fact that Paul reportedly won 2 rounds on one judge's scorecard, showing he was competitive before the knockout changed everything.
And I got dropped. But, yeah, I was doing good. I just think my cardio, just the mental pressure of the big guy and sparring the big people is different than the 10-ounce gloves. So I was feeling his power a lot more. But it was a great experience. Like, I learned a lot in there. I can't really talk.
Are you in pain?
Yeah, but it's not from, like, talking.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like, because you got
It's like a baseball in there.
two plates?
It just feels like
4 titanium plates.
4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just 1.
8 screws.
But hold on, because things get even more intense and concerning from a health standpoint. There's a clip circulating where someone mentions a titanium rod, adding even more confusion to the situation. What we do know is serious. According to multiple sources, Jake Paul is said to be physically exhausted and mentally drained from the punishment that comes with fighting at this level. He is reportedly considering walking away from boxing entirely. That decision appears to have taken shape after the brutal knockout. The fight wasn't just a loss, it was a beating. Paul was knocked down multiple times, and each time he rose, the damage was visible. The final blow resulted in a double jaw fracture that required surgery, fueling speculation about whether he will ever return to the ring. Taking that kind of punishment from a seasoned heavyweight like Anthony Joshua has reportedly forced Paul to seriously reconsider his future. A clip allegedly quoting Paul saying, "I am retiring from boxing," has only added fuel to the speculation.
Hit in the fucking face every single day while I could be playing soccer in Saudi. I'm friends with the Saudis / football.
Back in the day?
I was on the A team in 7th grade. I have a really good kick. I can run fast, and I'll knock out.
Now, promoters and insiders have weighed in, and their reactions show just how serious this situation is. Eddie Hearn, who was involved in promoting the fight, had previously suggested this bout could end Jake Paul's career. After the fight, his tone became far more serious. Reflecting on his earlier comments, Hearn said the outcome sadly proved his point. He wasn't celebrating being right, he expressed genuine concern. Hearn explained that injuries like a double broken jaw requiring plates and screws are not only physically painful, but mentally and emotionally difficult to recover from. He noted that time away from sparring leads to rust, slower reflexes, and loss of rhythm. There's also the psychological fear of brain injury, which can permanently affect a fighter's willingness to engage. While praising Paul's courage for stepping up against elite opposition, Hearn emphasized that boxing is a ruthless sport that doesn't care about fame or money. Serious injuries often force fighters to question whether the risks are truly worth it.
Guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember what happened in the Tommy.
He lost a close decision, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight, though. He's a good boxer. If he wasn't a YouTuber, people would be way more impressed with him.
Yeah.
The problem is he was like a famous kid, and then no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
But
and then he started too with like more spectacle-ish fights. People were like, "Oh, this is you." He fought, Nate Robinson, like a basketball player.
But the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
knocked him
dead.
the fuck out.
And
yeah.
it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no.
Joe Rogan offered one of the most serious and cautionary reactions after the knockout. Speaking on his podcast, Rogan urged Paul to think carefully about the long-term consequences of continuing his boxing career. Coming from someone who has seen countless fighters suffer lasting damage, his words carried weight. Rogan emphasized that taking heavy shots from an elite heavyweight like Anthony Joshua carries risks far beyond visible injuries. He warned about long-term neurological consequences and explained how damage accumulates over time. Rogan discussed issues fighters face later in life, including chronic traumatic encephalopathy, memory loss, and mood disorders. He described the knockout punch as having the force of multiple punches combined into one impact, highlighting how dangerous heavyweight power truly is. His message was clear. Continuing at this level could have permanent effects on health and quality of life.
Cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me randomly for the next 5 years for if I can test you randomly for performance enhancing the next 2 years, and I never got a response on that.
This is why Jake Paul is on PEDs. Within this past year, Jake Paul has literally hit a second puberty and aged like 10 years. Furthermore, he has acne and his hairline is receding like crazy. And people like Jake Paul are going to the best skin doctors in the world and probably are taking hair loss products that aren't even approved for the rest of us. Now, I'm not saying that Jake Paul necessarily took a steroid to make him look bigger, but he's definitely taking something that allows him to recover faster. That way he's able to train.
Adding even more controversy, reports claim Paul made a shocking statement about possibly using steroids to silence long-standing accusations that he has already used performance-enhancing drugs. According to online chatter, Paul suggested showing the difference between his natural physique and an enhanced one to prove he was clean before. Critics called the claim reckless and dangerous, while supporters believe he was responding provocatively to years of accusations. Given boxing's strict anti-doping rules and severe penalties, many doubt Paul would ever follow through. Others believe it was simply another attempt to stir controversy. Until Paul addresses it directly, the claim remains unverified and adds more confusion to an already chaotic situation.
I don't say that only because I'm fight here in a company, but it's because Jake, the people need to respect Jake, I mean, every single fight go inside the ring.
Now, let's break down what actually happened in the ring. Anthony Joshua broke Jake Paul's jaw with a single devastating right hand in the 6th round of their heavyweight fight in Miami. The punch landed clean, forcing Paul to the canvas and ending the fight. The damage went beyond the knockout. Paul's jaw fractured in 2 places, a severe injury confirmed after the fight. Paul later posted images showing swelling and misalignment, making the seriousness clear. He was rushed to a Miami hospital where surgeons repaired the injury using titanium plates. Several teeth were removed during the procedure. Paul later said the surgery went well and that he would be on a liquid diet for at least a week as his jaw heals.
Never give a monkeys about what anyone says, because they sit at home, they're full of negativity. It's like the people that are negative towards someone like Jake Paul. Look at what he's done with his life. Do you know what I mean? So yes, it took AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, and then he knocked him spark out and broke his jaw. It was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe, because Jake was moving so much, holding, but did well, I thought. I mean, I was impressed with him. I mean, I was more impressed with his toughness, because I think that last shot would have knocked out most heavyweights. I mean, you've got to respect him, because he did what many people wouldn't do, which was get in the ring with him. And, he didn't, I know he run and hold, but he also let his hands go at times. And he was in the firing line, and, we got 6 good rounds in the end. Of actual work.
You see it in the end?
Yeah, I actually think it's a positive, because, we could have gone in there and got it all over with 45 seconds. He's done an 8-week camp, and now he's done 6 rounds. He's got something to go back and work on with a team, and onwards.
Finally, addressing claims that the fight was fixed, Eddie Hearn firmly rejected all conspiracy theories. He stressed that the bout was a fully sanctioned professional contest regulated by official boxing authorities and tied to legal betting markets. Hearn pointed to Paul's double jaw fracture as undeniable proof the fight was real. As he put it bluntly, you don't fake an injury that requires surgery and metal plates. The medical records and recovery process confirm that what fans witnessed was a real fight with real consequences, one that may have ended Jake Paul's boxing career.